With the movie adaptation coming out, we thought we'd take the opportunity to dive into the world of everyone's favorite boy genius. No, I'm not talking about this one, and I'm definitely not talking about that one either.
Why are they doing this? Run!
I'm talking about the prepubescent Bond villain that is Artemis Fowl. The kid is a criminal mastermind, and he's only 12. Like many other brilliant villains and anti-heroes, Artemis is after gold. While he's not the first person to go after a hoard of gold, he would be the first to separate a fairy from its gold, which is unprecedented in the world of the book series. In the first book, which is the one the movie is based on, Artemis manages to capture a fairy named Holly Short, a captain of the Lower Elements Police, or LEP. He holds her for ransom to the tune of 1 ton of 24-karat gold. That's 32,150.7 troy ounces of gold bullion. At the time of making this video, the value of gold is $1,581.45 per ounce. This puts the dollar value of Artemis's ransom around $50,844,724. That's one valuable fairy. But be careful, Artemis, you know what they say about fairy gold. The phrase is often used to describe illusory or temporary wealth. In folklore, when gold was handed over by a fairy, it would often turn into leaves or flower petals as soon as you tried using it. Those fairies, man, always scheming.
What did you say about my ancestors?
Thankfully though, the gold Artemis receives from the fairies is the real deal, and is able to use it to restore his family's fortune. He also returns half the ransom in a deal with Holly Short, who uses her fairy healing powers to restore his mother's sanity. All told, not a bad con for a 5th grader. Fairy powers aren't the only source for healing in this series though. If a fairy finds themselves drained of their magic and also unable to complete the ritual to restore it, they can still rely on a medipack to patch up certain wounds. It's like an ice pack that's been infused with healing crystals. What could these crystals be? Well, while crystals have no demonstrably proven medical properties and are denounced by most practitioners of Western medicine as pseudoscience, healing crystals have become more popular in the last few years. Everything from pink salt lamps to Reiki, a method of massage that relies on transmitted energies through the hands rather than physical touch, are gaining traction. Healing crystals are nothing new, however. Many ancient civilizations, like the Egyptian, Aztecs, and Persians, believed in the power of certain stones. The ancient Greeks would grind up hematite, also known as bloodstone, and rub the powder on themselves before battle as an extra form of protection. The Romans would use lapis to treat skin problems and even epilepsy. Don't even get me started on quartz. It comes in so many colors and shapes, there's a quartz for practically every situation. Rose quartz is said to help balance emotion and is the stone of love. Citrine, an orange quartz, was buried with pharaohs to protect them in the afterlife. The Greeks used amethyst to prevent intoxication from the wine they drank.
I'm not having a glass of wine. I'm having 6. It's called a tasting and it's classy. Earthy, bold, hint of cherry aftertones.
Both things are purple, so I guess it makes sense. The stone even gets its name from the Greek word amethystos, meaning not drunken. But what about protection in this life? Well, if the beliefs of the fairies align with those of the ancient Burmese, then those medipacks may be full of ruby crystals. The Burmese believed that their soldiers wouldn't be harmed by spears, swords, or guns if rubies were inserted in their flesh before battle. I prefer the modern strategy of throwing on some Kevlar and hoping for the best. While the ancients may have been off the mark with some of these beliefs, that doesn't mean that crystals have zero effect on the body. There's something to be said about the power of suggestion and the placebo effect when it comes to the supposed powers of crystals. In the same way that someone can be conditioned to believe that a sugar pill will alleviate their symptoms, so can someone with a carnelian in their pocket feel emboldened when negotiating the raise with their boss. That is, if they believe it will help. All that said, we would never suggest that crystals could replace modern medicine. Remember, Kevlar vests or rubies in your skin. Now, we don't mean to say that crystals and gemstones have no purpose other than to look pretty. They have a lot of uses. For example, one of the things I appreciate the most about the Artemis Fowl series is how it blends fantasy and sci-fi. Things like fairies being invisible to humans are explained through a combination of classic folklore tropes and high-tech ingenuity. The tech-savvy centaur, Foley, develops a material called cam foil that fairies can use to feign invisibility by blending in with their surroundings. In Artemis Fowl, The Lost Colony, the author states that cam foil is covered in fairy-made diamonds that can reflect light regardless of viewing angle and direction. It seems that we're not so far behind the fairies on this one. Diamonds have been used in optics for quite a while. In fact, almost 80% of all mined diamond is used in industrial settings. They've been used in LEDs, lasers, light sensors, and infrared windows. It makes sense that a stone with such exceptional optical properties would be used for cam foil. However, we use natural diamonds for our abrasive and electronic components. Foley, on the other hand, uses fairy-made diamonds. If my understanding of fairies is correct, this means that they are likely far superior to the natural stuff we mud people use. It also means that they have figured out a way to efficiently create diamonds on a large scale. It can take several weeks or even months to grow a diamond in a lab. I know fairies are small, but I don't even want to know how many diamonds go into a single sheet of cam foil. It would take humans ages to make enough with the technology currently available. I think I know what Artemis's ransom demand really should have been. He should have asked for Foley's Krabby Patty formula, and by that I mean the secret to cranking out diamonds like chicken nuggets. If you captured a fairy, what would your ransom demands be? Let me know in the comments section down below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss out on our future uploads. Thanks for watching.